In the early 2020s, Florida found itself in deep trouble. Burmese pythons were taking over the Everglades, devouring everything from native birds to alligators. Officials tried it all: massive hunting competitions, teams of trained dogs, but nothing could stop the python invasion. Running out of options, a group of biologists came up with a daring idea: bring in a natural enemy. Their choice? The legendary honey badger, famous for its fearless battles with cobras in Africa. The plan was bold: import 250 honey badgers, keep them in quarantine, and then set them loose in the Everglades. Scientists hoped these tough predators would gobble up python eggs and hunt down young snakes, helping to bring the python numbers under control. It was a high-stakes experiment in biological control, with everything on the line. On a steamy morning in 2024, the project finally got the go-ahead. Cages packed with honey badgers rolled into a secure facility, and the air buzzed with both excitement and nerves. Everyone knew that releasing a new species was a gamble, but the python crisis left no easy choices. Now, the future of Florida's wild places rested on these scrappy little predators. Would the honey badger become Florida's unlikely savior, or spark a brand new disaster? The world watched closely as Florida prepared to launch its most daring plan yet. The Everglades, already on edge, braced for a whole new kind of wild. The countdown to release had started, and no one could guess what would happen next. When word got out about the honey badger plan, Floridians couldn't help but laugh, and the jokes started flying. Late-night hosts and comedians jumped on the story, with many convinced it was just another wild Florida headline. Yet, behind the laughter, a sense of unease crept in. Memories of invasive species gone wrong were still fresh. Environmentalists sounded the alarm. What if the honey badgers became the next threat, targeting native animals instead of pythons? Officials tried to calm everyone down, rolling out charts and promising GPS tracking, but doubts lingered. After all, the honey badger's reputation for fearlessness and unpredictability was hard to ignore. Across the state, people wondered if this plan would fix the problem or unleash a whole new one. The scene was set: hope on one side, doubt on the other, and a wild showdown looming. What makes the honey badger so special? Pound for pound, it's among the boldest creatures on the planet. Thanks to their thick, loose skin and venom resistance, honey badgers regularly battle cobras and walk away victorious. These clever omnivores feast on everything from insects to deadly snakes, and they're famous for their smarts and Houdini-like escapes. Naturally solitary, they wander huge territories, always on the prowl. Florida's strategy counted on their fierce nature to target invasive pythons, not the local wildlife. But their adaptability and cunning had many people on edge. Could anyone really keep these unpredictable animals in check? The stakes were high, and the real test was just beginning. The release was pure spectacle. Cameras flashed as honey badgers sprinted into the wild heart of the Everglades. At first, everything seemed to go according to plan. GPS trackers showed the badgers fanning out, and python nests were quickly raided. Hope soared, until the badgers discovered there were easier meals to be had. Alligator farms soon reported attacks, and before long, badgers were plundering sea turtle nests and snatching fish from unsuspecting anglers. Their territory ballooned beyond the Everglades, spilling into suburban neighborhoods. Viral videos exploded online. Badgers rampaged across golf courses, even chasing people up trees. The solution to the python crisis had morphed into a statewide nightmare. Now, the clever and unstoppable honey badger was everyone's headache. Florida's daring gamble had unleashed utter chaos. The invasion was in full swing, and control was slipping through everyone's fingers. Chaos erupted across Florida as honey badgers stormed through quiet neighborhoods, leaving both residents and wildlife in turmoil. The state launched a frantic, year-long mission to round up the escapees, an expensive and exhausting effort. The so-called honey badger plan quickly unraveled, turning the Everglades into a maze of traps for these unexpected invaders. The takeaway? Nature's complexity defies any quick or easy fixes. Even with the best intentions and research, releasing a new species can spiral into chaos. The honey badgers did what they do best: adapt and survive, no matter what humans had planned. Now, this episode serves as a stark warning. There are no easy shortcuts in conservation. The python crisis still looms, and Florida learned the hard way that fighting one problem with another can backfire spectacularly. Sometimes the hero you unleash ends up becoming the next big threat. In the Sunshine State, you might just find yourself climbing a tree to get away from your own wild solution.